Sometimes a company dreams up a tagline that is vague or meaningless. One tagline that actually makes sense and has endured for decades is Vorsprung durch Technik, progress through technology. And when a company as committed to technology as Audi says something new is coming, you know it's going to be big. The e-tron and e-tron Sportback are the brand's first fully electric vehicles ready to take you and your family into the future of mobility. This is the e-tron Sportback. It features two powerful electric motors with up to 300 kilowatts of power and 664 Newton meters of torque. All of that gets to the road through an e-quattro all-wheel drive system. More on that a little later. If you're not paying attention, this looks like another Audi SUV, but look closer. It's full of details that point to its advanced drivetrain and rich history. The trademark single-frame Audi grille is front and center, but it has a couple of tricks up its sleeve. One of them is active cooling to help boost the e-tron's range by up to 15%. These blades send the air around the front wheels, and a flat under tray helps the e-tron slip through the air. The e-tron features Audi's groundbreaking Matrix LED headlights, which flow into these subtle e-quattro-inspired wheel arches. You'll be able to see an e-tron coming. It's got these signature daytime running lights. These massive 21-inch alloys are standard on the Sportback, and they're a step up from the SUV's 20-inch wheels. Look at those huge brake calipers, don't they look great in orange? Another aero trick and straight from science fiction are these optional virtual mirrors. High-definition cameras project an image onto 7-inch OLED screens inside the car so you can always see out, no matter the weather and no matter the light. The lenses are even heated to make sure that they never fog up. Who didn't draw these on their dream car when they were 8 years old? In Australia, you can charge your e-tron from both sides of the car. Here on the driver's side, we have an AC Type 2 port, as well as a CCS DC charging port for up to 150 kilowatts of charge. And here on the other side of the car is another AC Type 2 charging port, so no matter which way you park, at home or at work, you can always get some charge. The e-tron's up to 150 kilowatt DC charging capability makes it one of the fastest charging vehicles on the market. On an ultra-rapid charge, you can go from 0 to 80% in around 30 minutes, or from 0 to 100% in around 45. All this power makes a lot of heat, and it's Audi's very clever thermal management system that keeps the batteries cool and makes all that speed possible. Here on the floor is a large liquid-cooled lithium-ion battery. In the e-tron Sportback 55, it has a 95 kilowatt-hour capacity and over 400 kilometers of range. In the e-tron 50, you get a 71 kilowatt-hour battery with over 300 kilometers of range. While you can charge your e-tron from a domestic power point, Audi Australia has partnered with JetCharge to bring fast charging to the home. JetCharge will visit you at your home or your office and tell you which is the best charging solution for you. Their 11 kilowatt AC charging solution can charge an e-tron 55 from 0 to 100 in about 8.5 hours, or an e-tron 50 from 0 to 100 in 6 hours. And while you're out on the road, you can get access to Australia's ever-expanding EV charging network. Your e-tron comes with a 6-year subscription to the ChargeFox network. Powered by 100% renewable energy, you can get access to their ultra-rapid chargers all over the country. That goes with 6 years servicing, 6 years of roadside assist, and an 8-year battery warranty. The e-tron 50 has 230 kilowatts of power and 540 Newton meters of torque, which means a 0 to 100 time of under 7 seconds. Step up to the e-tron 55, the car you see here, you get 265 kilowatts and 561 Newton meters of torque. However, if you switch to sport mode, you get access to an 8-second overboost, and that means you get 300 kilowatts and 664 Newton meters under your right foot. That means a 0 to 100 time of 5.7 seconds. Oh, and it can tow 1.8 tons. And being an Audi, it's all-wheel drive, which is optimised for electrical propulsion, which means it's called e-quattro. It might be green, but it's capable, it's versatile, and it's fast. Moving to the back here, you get these massive rear doors, which are fantastic for backseat access and more quattro-inspired metal muscle. You can choose from two body styles, the more practical SUV or this style-focused sportback with just a tiny sacrifice in boot space for the racier looks. And around here on the electrically operated tailgate, you get more beautiful LED lighting. Here in the Sportback, you can get 615 litres or 660 in the SUV. And under the bonnet, there's another 60 litre box for keeping all your charging gear together. And watch this. How cool's that? Audi is renowned for interior design and quality, and the e-tron cabin is just as sleek and modern as the exterior. You start with the Audi Virtual Cockpit, an amazing digital dashboard that is right at home in the e-tron. Here in the centre, you've got these two screens, one on top of the other, and both of them feature acoustic and haptic feedback, so you know when you've pressed a button. The bottom one here looks after the climate control and the seat headers, that kind of thing. And up here, that's where all the action is, the 10.1-inch Audi MMI screen. The latest version of the software powers a thumping Bang & Olufsen stereo, and you can hook up to it using wireless Apple CarPlay and through USB Android Auto. The screen also has some little extra e-tron features like being able to schedule the car to charge in the middle of the night when power is cheap. And while you're out and about, there's a power consumption screen telling you what's using power while you're driving. You also get Audi Connect Plus with added e-tron goodness. If you've got the My Audi app on your mobile phone, you can punch in a sat-nav destination and it will talk to the car, work out how much range you've got left on your battery, what the traffic conditions are like, and whether or not you're going to need a top-up. If you do need a top-up, it will take you via the nearest charging station, and it will then even add the time it takes to charge to your estimated time of arrival, just like the sat-nav in the car. And that's on top of all of the other really cool Audi Connect Plus features. If you want to know more about Audi Connect Plus, you can watch our full rundown. One of my favourite parts of the whole car is this pad here. You can't help but rest your hand on it while you're driving, as though you're about to send your personal spaceship into hyperdrive. No? Just me then? Fair enough. What's also cool is this. It's a rocker switch with just a push or pull of the thumb. That's how you change the gears, and it's a really cool idea. And it frees up all the space behind here for the cup holders and this very clever wireless charging pad with a funky device for keeping your phone in place while it's charging. The e-tron is large enough for 5 adults, partly because it's electric. Unlike a petrol or a diesel SUV, you don't have a transmission tunnel taking away all the footroom, so 3 across the back is really comfortable. You also get your own climate controls back here and 2 USB power ports for those power-hungry passengers. So electric makes it not only incredibly quiet, but more comfortable too. While you're driving, the e-tron can recover energy through the braking energy recovery system. When you hit the brakes, up to 30% of power can be sent back to the battery as electricity instead of wasted as heat through the braking system. You can also set the level of recovery using the paddle here on the steering wheel. The more you have, the more aggressive it is, the more power that gets sent back to the battery. It also means you don't have to use the brakes as much, which is one of the great joys of driving an EV. And driving this car is a joy. It's not like Audi hasn't done electrified cars before. It's not like they're not familiar with the idea of moving from A to B with the power of electrons. You've got the A3 e-tron, the Q7 e-tron, and for the very select few, the Audi R8 e-tron. They've all been kicking around for years. Audi has even won the toughest race on earth, the Le Mans 24 Hours in the electrified R18 e-tron. The road-going e-tron is refined and quick, with effortless power available from 0 revs. The regenerative braking just takes a few minutes to get used to, and it's so much fun to use. The air suspension makes sure that the cabin is always hushed and quiet, even on these massive 21-inch alloys, and it's always ready to give you the right kind of ride, whether it's around town where you want it comfortable and easy, or out in the countryside when you're tackling the bends. The e-tron is Audi's first full production EV and is the culmination of all things Audi. Quattro drivetrain, race-winning technology and beauty inside and out. And this is just the start for e-tron. I can't wait to see what Vorsprung durch Technik has in store for us next.